For the next 9 days, I'm attempting one of the most iconic hikes on Earth.
No need to worry, no need to panic.
This is the Tour du Mont Blanc. 180 kilometers circling Europe's tallest mountain.
This very second is one of the best moments of my life.
My journey begins here, in a small French village not far from Chamonix. And the hike will take me across 3 separate countries: France, Italy, and Switzerland.
Have you ever seen such a beautiful morning in all of your life?
Along the way, I'll face over 10,000 meters of elevation, scorching summer heat, sudden alpine storms, and the mental battle of putting one foot in front of the other day after day, with the hopes and dreams of finishing this epic hike. The TMB is just pure magic. This is going to be an emotional roller coaster, and I'd love for you to join me. Right, let's begin. Okay, welcome to a little village in the French Alps called Les Houches, and the beginning, the starting point for the world famous Tour du Mont Blanc, an absolutely gargantuan hike that starts in this little village and loops around the French Alps, into the Italian Alps, across and up and around into the Swiss Alps, and then back around here to Les Houches in France. 3 countries, 9 days, and I've woken up with a flu. This is the famous starting point, this little archway here. This is where you come and take a picture before you begin, and I would imagine when you finish you would look slightly more tired than how happy and smiley everybody is on day 1. The sun is peeking through the clouds behind me, and the Massif itself, Mont Blanc Massif, is a ginormous rock with dozens of peaks. The tallest, somewhere up there, is Mont Blanc, the tallest peak, not just here in France, but in Europe. Another advantage of coming on this particular week is it's the ultimate Tour du Mont Blanc. So there are lots of hikers, there are lots of runners, there are lots of racers over the next 4 or 5 days. And on Friday, so in 2 days from now, it's the ultimate marathon, one of the most famous long distance races in the world. And they actually run the entire Mont Blanc loop in one go without sleeping. And I think like the world record's like 22 hours or something, which is insane. So we'll keep our eye out for the ultra marathon runners in a couple of days. I think we'll be somewhere in Italy by that point. Anyway, should we get going? Okay. We've officially begun the Mont Blanc loop. So I arrived here yesterday. I flew all the way in from Thailand, so I think I picked up a little bit of a bug on the flight, because I woke up this morning and I feel like I've gone 12 rounds with Tyson. All my joints and muscles are aching. I'm just praying to God that it doesn't evolve into some sort of fever. Every hike I've ever done, I've always had something going wrong. I had an infected toe, I had a flu, and today, on this particular day 1 of the Mont Blanc loop, biggest challenge ever, I feel like pretty rough, to be honest. Day 1 is about leaving Les Houches and heading up to the top of that mountain. And now that I'm moving my body, now that there's oxygen flowing, I'm starting to feel a little bit better, which is good news. Or maybe that's the ibuprofen kicking in. Okay, I know we're heading here at some point, so that's 2 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah.
We're doing the TMB?
Yeah.
Does your map say to go that way?
Yeah.
But the TMB sign says to go this way?
Yeah, I think follow the sign.
Yeah,
Well,
I
follow
think
that
so too.
Right, we had a little bit of an issue because we weren't sure whether to trust the signs or to trust our bloody phones. So what we've decided is trust the signs. Trust the signs. I met my first couple already from California. Yeah, I didn't know it at the time, but this couple would turn out to be some of the best friends that I made on the hike. Even though I'm doing the TMB completely solo, as you'll see in this video, we won't be alone. In fact, we'll meet loads of interesting people who are also on the trail. One non-negotiable for this hike is I'm going to avoid every single optional cable car, okay? We're doing this properly. We're doing this on our own feet, and as as nice as that would be, especially waking up with a little bit of a flu situation brewing, I just don't want to start on a bad foot. So we're just gonna do every single variant possible, weather depending, and we're gonna do it completely on foot. Sweaty, very sweaty. About halfway up on the first morning's ascent, that lovely American couple from California they went left, but I'm following the signs, so I don't know what's going on. The annoying thing about through hikes like this is you're never 100% sure if you're on the right trail, because unlike driving a car or a motorbike, there isn't someone calling in your ear every 30 seconds, turn left, turn right. And you can turn that aspect on the app, but I don't want to have to listen to my phone giving me GPS. I don't want to have a vibrating sensation in my pocket. The whole point of this hike for me is to have a physical mental challenge and to have a bit of a reset from technology. I know I'm talking to a camera right now, but that's just a non-negotiable. I need to share this experience with you guys. Slightly regretting my decisions. The climb out of La Houche is 600 meters and it's very steep, certainly a baptism of fire, and on day one I'm not really match fit, so it was a struggle. One of my saving graces is yesterday I met a French guy who just finished, and he was in the pub having a beer. We shared a Heineken Zero together, and I asked him, I said, how was it? And he said the first 2 days were the hardest. I know once I get to the top and I'll have a rest and have a drink, I'll snap out of it. But day one, I definitely already had a moment where I was like, I think I've bitten off more than I can chew. Look at that view. Yeah, the views might be beautiful, but the reality of the TMB was quickly becoming apparent. This first steep climb was kicking my ass, and I was starting to have second thoughts. Because I'd woken up with a bit of a fever, I knew something was wrong, but this just felt like I was really struggling, like I was really unfit, or just really underprepared. I'd heard the TMB was hard, and it's only going to get harder than this. So there was a little bit of panic settling in. I'm starting to think I'm not as fit as I thought I was. Oh. One t-shirt soaked to the bone. These flies are so annoying. I'm a sweaty mess. I almost taste so salty, so delicious. Basically, at the highest point, so that's the hardest part done. It's just been 1 hour like this, struggling on day one. I promise you, I'm not going to be whinging and moaning the entire way around this hike. I am a very positive-minded person. It's just sometimes my little devil on this shoulder can shout a lot louder than the angel over here. And sometimes that kind of comes through. So I promise you, I'll share my emotions. But I did have a hiccup back then. I really thought, this is not for me. Let's turn back. Let's go back to La Houche and let's go skiing or something. Even though it's August. Anyway. First bit of rain. You can hear it coming through the trees here. I'm not going to bother putting my rain jacket on because it doesn't feel that heavy. And this is where I get my trusty umbrella. I get so many comments about this when I go hiking, but this works. This works. Obviously, if it's really exposed and windy, then I wear my rain jacket because the umbrella would just blow away. But when it's just spitting, you'd be amazed at how effective a little umbrella, $5 from Decathlon, you would be amazed at how effective it is at just keeping you dry. Ah, the trusty umbrella. Look, it works, okay? It's protecting me from the rain, but it's not exactly protecting me from looking like a complete idiot. Nothing says rugged outdoorsman like carrying a little umbrella in the drizzle. But for me, honestly, I prefer holding a little umbrella, staying dry, whilst remaining cool with just a t-shirt and shorts on. The second I put on a rain jacket in these hot, humid, steep mountains, I'm only going to sweat and exhaust myself even more. Quite the hot, humid, wet, difficult first morning session. Whew. I find it easier just to kind of like run down. So what's cool about the Tour du Mont Blanc is whenever you're coming down into these valleys, normally around lunchtime, you pass through little villages, and sometimes the village will be where your accommodation is or where the campsite is, but it's also a great place to stock up on supplies, fill up your water, buy a can of pop, maybe get a sandwich, or in my case, try and find a pharmacy and get some electrolytes. I did not really think it would be so hot and humid and sweaty, and I've definitely lost a lot of salt. And that's exactly what I did. I found this little bus stop, the perfect spot to have a packed lunch. I stole some bread and ham and cheese and a few other little snacks from the buffet breakfast at the posh hotel I stayed in the night before. And in one of the shops, in one of the villages along the way, I found a place to buy a can of pop, a delicious sugar-free orange Gina, very much needed. And there was a pharmacy where I got some watermelon-flavoured electrolytes. Just tablets you put into your water, super important on a sweaty hike like this. I finally made my way up and through the forest, through the villages, to my accommodation. This was a bit of a hybrid place. They had campsites as well as chalets and dorm rooms. I wasn't quite sure where I'd be shacking up tonight. I just knew that I had booked a night here. So let's check in and see where they're going to put me tonight. One thing's for sure, I'm definitely going to sleep very well after that long, hot and steep day. I was absolutely knackered. 701, this is me. And she said I was in bed A. Wow, I get my own room. That is such a touch. A lot of people do the Tour du Mont Blanc and they carry tents and they camp along the way. And you can reserve places in the campsites, which this is one, and you can also wild camp. I decided to go with a company that, pre-book your accommodation because I don't want to have to carry all my stuff again. I would much rather just hike to a hut and have my dinner and my breakfast made for me. Ah, voila. Shower. Let's get sorted. I was really impressed by this accommodation. I didn't know it at the time, but this was the only time on the hike that I'd have my own private room. Usually I'd be stuffed in a dorm room, but more about those later. One thing that all of the accommodations had in common was a 3-course meal put on every day for all of the hikers staying here. All the accommodations have snacks and drinks available for an added cost, and you can get beers and wines in most of the places and socialise before dinner. Every dinner is a big group affair, and we had a starter of melon and parma ham, a
main of chicken curry and a delicious black chocolate gâteau with cold custard for dessert. Very posh. Once you've had a fill of food and you've had a quick chat with a few people, most people get off to bed before 9. Sleep is such an important part of recovery, and we've got another big day tomorrow. Okay, welcome to day 2. Had a great night's sleep. Out like a light in that warm, cozy cabin. And we've woken up this morning and had a lovely breakfast. Boiled eggs, yogurt, and 2 big hot pots of coffee. Unfortunately, this is the weather today. It's forecast to rain the entire day. Tonight I'll be sleeping in a cabin at 2,600 meters. So we've got 1,500 meters of elevation plus today, which is triple what we had yesterday. So even though it's quite easy to navigate, we are just following this valley going up and up and up. It's going to be a slog. I've got my trusty umbrella and my rain jacket at hand for when it does start to rain again. The forecast says rain all day. Hello, little pony. Aww, so cute. Beautiful. Okay, I've caught up with the early crowd. There's a beautiful little church here, and everyone who had all of their layers on has decided to take it off. Remember, be bold, start cold, because as soon as you start hiking, you warm up and then you have to pull over, take off your jumper, take off your rain jacket, put it in your bag, and it slows you down. Anyway, there's a beautiful little church here, and the ascent is about to begin on the other side of this bridge. So let's say a little prayer. All along the Tour du Mont Blanc, you'll stumble across these beautiful alpine churches. Some date back centuries, and they stand quietly here in the valleys as a place of refuge for pilgrims crossing the mountains. A great place to go in, have a little prayer, or a great place to hide if it's pissing down with rain. Simply beautiful, and a nice slice of culture here in the French Alps. Okay, 4 hours of hiking uphill with 2 pit stops along the way. We're staying at Bonhomme, 4 hours 50. Oh no, this is going to be a long old slog. So let's do a good old fashioned montage. Stop number 1, Refuge de Nantes-Brant. Good spot for a little drink and a cheeky boiled egg that I nicked from the breakfast buffet. Bit of a problem with the egg. Pit stop number 2. It just absolutely pissed it down raining for about 20 minutes. Thankfully, I was in the Refugia having a nice coffee and a very dry cookie.
Anyway, we've got a long uphill slog for 2 more hours. Almost there. Woohoo! Ah. It's so calm and still. Incredible, so beautiful. It's stormy and it's humid, but it's just wonderful. Almost there now. There's a little stone marker which I think is the highest point, and then it will be down to my accommodation. It's been so beautiful. The sun's come out, the storm has passed. It is just truly spectacular.
Yeah, it had been a long, wet struggle to get up here, but being rewarded with these fantastic views, it was completely worth it. And just over yonder was our accommodation for the night. Up here, quite high up into the mountains, is the Bonhomme Refuge. By far the best thing about staying up here was the incredible views and the stars at night. But this is one of those accommodations where all of the sweaty, smelly hikers, me included, all sleep in shack together. Now normally it would be time to hit the showers, but this shack didn't have any running hot water, so nobody showered, making the room slightly more fragrant. We all ate together, we had a 3-course meal, and I have to say the food was absolutely shocking. Obviously they're not going to get the freshest ingredients up here, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but the pea soup was dreadful, the main course was barely edible, and I can't even remember what I had for dessert. Oh yeah, I just skipped it because I was so over the food, and I just wanted to get my head down and have an early night. This accommodation has probably some of the best views on the TMB. Sadly, the food was some of the worst, and that put me in a bad mood, so let's sleep it off and get some rest, because we've got a big old day tomorrow.
Okay, good morning. Day 3, and we are leaving France today and we're heading into Italy, and look at the weather. It is outrageously beautiful this morning. We woke up and we had breakfast here at the Bonhomme Refugio up here at 2,000 and something meters. It was a brisk night, but we were nice and warm and cozy under some woolen blankets. Anyway, we've got a long slog today. Down and up and down and up again. But look at the weather. It's alive and well. So, let's put one foot in front of the other and let's get down into Italy. Hey! Okay, 1 second. I can't believe that just happened. So they were just hiking, right? And then he said to me, "Excuse me, mate, could you take a picture of us?" And I was like, "Yeah, no worries." And he got down on one knee and he said, "You know, I love you and I want to get married and I want to have kids with you. Will you marry me?" Wow, what a beaut. And I was so nervous because they have an Android phone and I didn't know how to use it. And he started to get down on one knee and it went out of focus. Oh my God, I was panicking. Oh, congratulations to that beautiful couple. Ah! It's a cold one.
Yeah, yeah, what a beautiful start to the day, and what a beautiful morning we were having. Up over this ridge was our first uninterrupted view of Mont Blanc itself. With these clear skies and these beautiful valleys below us, we were going to have uninterrupted views the entire day, and I could not wait to get a move on.
One of the options on the TMB is to have mule support. That's a mule, half horse, half donkey. She's a beaut, and she's carrying a group's bags for them. I'll let you guess where they come from. You know where they come from, right? From this point on, it's all downhill for a few hours, which I'm quite happy about. It might be a bit slippy in these conditions, but with a view of Mont Blanc on the way down, you can't complain, can you?
Yeah, coming down this valley with such beautiful weather, I was on cloud 9.
So this is actually a variant. This is an optional, it's actually considered a shortcut because it cuts a little bit of distance. And I feel sorry for all the people who decided to go down and not come up here, because there was quite a bit of rumour in the refugia that it's really slippery and quite dangerous. And to be fair, it was a little bit dodgy up there, but very easily done. This is a highlight moment right now. Let's just breathe this in. Incredible. We are just getting blessed with this weather. I feel like because the first day and yesterday was quite cloudy, overcast, and obviously quite windy and rainy, it makes you appreciate this weather even more. It just makes you feel so grateful to be alive. Life is so precious. Life is such a gift. And to be able to do the TMB, it's the ultimate way to repay the gods. If you are stuck in a rut at the minute, guys, if I don't know, maybe you're lacking inspiration, motivation, whatever it is, if you're able to get off your ass and get some hiking boots on, get outdoors, it just releases this chemical inside of you that I'm sure it has a name, but it just makes you feel alive. It makes you feel just so thankful for every breath, every heartbeat, and you become so self-aware of the planet that we live on and your own place on it. And we have no control over our lives. Any minute it could be over, any second. I only ever get these moments of realization, these happy, ecstatic, euphoric moments when I'm hiking. Normally on a downhill section, obviously. Let's go up there.
Yeah, what you can see here, this beautiful valley up and over this mountain pass, that's what we've got to climb now, and it's going to take us about 3 hours. It had been mostly downhill today, so I had saved my energy and I was raring to get up this hill. And again, with the blue skies and the sun beaming down, I was really finding my gears today. Long gone were the struggles of day one. I was fully into the swing of the TMB. Towards the top, I paused here to have a look down the valley to see where we had come from, and it was truly stunning. Not long to go now.
Let's go. Come on. Mont Blanc, Italian border, hikers who are stronger and fitter than me who made it, and the valley behind that we dominated.
This handsome devil was making a coffee on top of the mountain, and he even offered to pour me a cup. Oh, that is coffee porn right there.
There we go, mate.
Merci beaucoup. Wow, that's a unique taste. This was by far the highlight of this first part of the hike. Fresh air in my lungs, my blood pumping around my body, and with these uninterrupted views of Mont Blanc, the Massif, and the valleys below, life was good. This was actually the border of France and Italy, so we were now in our second country, and so me and all of the other hikers who'd made it all the way up here sat here to have a coffee, to have lunch, and to just take in this incredible view. Thank God we were having such beautiful weather. My accommodation wasn't too far away now, about 90 minutes down the valley across the Italian countryside now, and the views the entire way down were simply breathtaking. Welcome to my accommodation on day 3, a beautiful wooden lodge surrounded by glaciers, mountain peaks, and even a bit of swampland. This was one of the most scenic places we stayed on the entire loop. Right, let's get checked in, let's have a hot shower for a change, and let's hope we get better food served to us tonight.
Ciao, buongiorno. Today, okay, it feels so good to be in Italy. Great hospitality, and the first refugio is beautiful. Look behind me. This is the room that I'm staying in. There'll be 5 of us in here tonight. There's a hot shower in here, which I cannot wait to have, because we didn't get to have a shower yesterday because bloody solar power. I've decided to pick this bed in the corner, and it comes with a towel. They're gonna cook us a massive feast tonight of pasta, pork chops, and mashed potatoes, and something delicious for dessert. And everyone here just seems really nice, and the refugio is in the most beautiful spot. What a great first adventure. If you've enjoyed the first part of the TMB, please give me a like. In the next episode, I'll be sharing with you our hike through Italy, 2 or 3 more nights worth of hiking into Switzerland. This is going to be a 3-part hike. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode, and you can watch it right here, right now.
Next time on the Tour du Mont Blanc, we head further into Italy where the views are outrageous, and eventually we'll make it up and over into Switzerland. So what are you waiting for? Click the next video right here and go and enjoy part 2.